Tonight we're in Florida, Spring Hill. We're at Eldon Niemann's home, and it's March 7th, 2004. And we're going to hear about lots of treasures in Mark's parents' home.
Tell Kitten where it came from. The pie cupboard. So we're going to talk about the pie cupboard.
Talk about pie cupboard first, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, we would like to tell you about our family pie cupboard. And the first time that I ever saw it was out in the porch where Mom Niemann, in Cook, Nebraska, where Mom Niemann did her washing. And sometime before that, when we lived in Minnesota, I had some friends that had a pie cupboard. And so I was just always fascinated with these pie cupboards. So when we went to Cook, Nebraska on vacation one time, and I walked out on the porch where, again, Mom did the washing, I saw this cupboard up on the wall. And I looked at that and I thought, that's a pie cupboard, but what's it doing hung up on the wall? And so I opened it up and found out that Mom had all kind of washing supplies in it, and it was being used for a wash day cupboard with all washing machine stuff in it. And I thought, but what happened to the bottom part of it? Because I know I had researched pie cupboards and knew that pie cupboards had, most of them had legs on them, or like a little bench. They run like a little bench with legs. And I thought, what happened to that? So I went to Eldon and I said, this is a pie cupboard. What do you think happened to the legs, the base of it? And what did you think, Eldon?
I think that it started out with legs, and eventually it was custom cut so they could hang it on the wall, because that was the only place they could use it. So the legs came off, and they screwed it to the wall, so it became a wall cupboard instead of a floor cupboard.
Was it the same size? Was it that long?
Oh, exactly. Well, except that the legs stuck down 3 or 4 inches.
Okay, but it wasn't like cut in underneath the tinned panels.
No other cuts except the legs were cut off.
Oh, so it was that tall hanging onto the wall?
That's right. That whole cupboard was hanging
on the wall.
Yes,
Okay.
it was.
Wow.
Okay.
So Eldon and I explored a little bit more, and one of the things that we could see, even though it was enameled over the doors, the 3-panel doors here, that we knew that pie cupboards often had tin inserts in them, and they could have a star pattern on it, and they were punched out with a nail.
Well, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And they might have stars or moons or with some kind of a pattern that they would have on it. And then one of the things that we thought was fun when we pulled this drawer open, it was filled with all kind of washers and Dad's garden seeds, Dad Niemann's, Grandpa Niemann's flower seed packets that he'd used years ago.
Balls of string.
Balls of string.
Broken hammer handle.
Just
The junk drawer.
A junk drawer, that's right. Yeah. And the other one was empty. And so then when we opened it up, we found that it was the original. I mean, it hadn't been painted on the inside.
Yeah.
And you could see that the punch had been done from the outside in, because it's all rough on the inside. And again, you can really see the star and the moon, mostly stars pattern with the border around it. And then when we looked inside, we saw that we don't know who did this, but it had been several times down through the years. It had been papered as a lining. People used to use wallpaper for shelf lining and also for the backing. And all over the back of this pie cupboard was several pieces of wallpaper was left over that they used to so when, then through the years, Mom and Dad Niemann knew that out of everything in their house, they had many, many old things. And they knew that I would like to have the pie cupboard. So after they had died, we were given the pie cupboard. And we loaded it up in Nebraska, drove it by car up to Minnesota. So when we came to Florida, we brought it down here. And so then it was time to, I thought I'll clean it up, get it all ready for the, well, when I took off the wallpaper, I found newspaper under the wallpaper, because they had used newspaper back in the 1800s
For lining the
for
shelves?
lining the,
Could
no,
you
lining
still?
the back of it.
Can you still see the newspaper
Yeah,
anywhere
I
in it?
left a little bit of it because in the bottom part here, I think I've got a note here about when I had pulled off this part. I don't know what that is, but anyway, when I had pulled off this part, I pulled off a section that had I couldn't figure out if it was somebody from the Civil War. It was a man's face, and it had the kind of a beard, mustache, goatee that they were wearing during the Civil War. So we always tried to find out how old this was and what was the history of it. And we think that it belonged to Eldon's father's parents.
Wow.
And they used it on the farm. Well,
So you don't know where Grandma and Grandpa got it from?
No.
It's a mystery. Was it always in your house, Dad, as far back as you can remember?
Yeah.
Huh.
Before my time.
Yeah. So anyway, one time when we moved to Florida, I decided to do some research on it after I found the newspaper, because I wanted to find out just just what era the newspaper had been put on there. So I went to the library and I found that a picture that's very similar to this one right here.
Sure, and there's the legs
The
on the bottom,
library.
too.
Pardon me?
The legs are on the bottom of it,
Yeah.
too.
Mm-hmm. So this said that it's made of country made of walnut, when other woods as popular were more commonly used. This 53-inch high kitchen pie safe, with its original brass key, has 35-inch wide shelves for cooling and storing freshly baked pies. This is what they used it for, was to put pies in it, and they had the vents again in the doors and vents on the side, but they wanted to also keep out mice and insects and things that would get into the pies. So that's why they have all the security thing here. Well, I thought it was interesting that this article talks about less skillful than framed in wood. These punched out ventilating panels, they were nailed on the inside, which was much improved over those nailed on the outside. And in this cupboard, each tin here was marked patent December 21st, 1883. And then it goes on to say the 15-inch high legs didn't totally protect, for gnaw marks reveal some four-legged intruders were intent to have feast of their own. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
And then this other one that's very similar to this cupboard, it dates back to, it's a Pennsylvania Dutch cupboard, and it goes back to, I guess I can't find that. But they talk about the narrow spaces held lots of shoe fly pies and dried apple pies.
So if they put the pies in the top section, what do you think they stored in the bottom? Something to do with pies also, or just extra storage that
Well, I think that
they ended up with?
they bake their breads, once a week. They bake pies and breads for the whole week.
Right.
So you might have 6-7 pies.
No, but I'm saying on the bottom,
On the
underneath the
bottom.
drawers where the cupboard is
On the
underneath.
bottom.
Do you think that, was there a particular purpose, or did they just have to put some more drawers in because it was a space to fill?
I think that was just a catch-all,
Okay.
what everyone put in.
Yeah.
I don't think it had anything to do with being a pie cupboard.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no tinned doors or
No,
anything on it to
the
make it
Except
make it a
there
flower
are
bin.
little holes at the
Oh.
bottom.
There are at the bottom?
Out on this
Huh.
side.
Ventilating holes?
Yeah.
Ventilating holes?
So they must have
Yeah.
kept some baked goods down there too?
Yeah.
Maybe that could have been. Here, this Ellen said that they used poplar and walnut.
Uh-huh.
The box part of this cupboard is cheap wood, probably poplar.
Poplar.
But the thickness of a wood here, this much, that is a fake front. And that front includes the frame here and the doors and the front of the drawers and the cupboard doors, just an inch thick. That they just pasted right on the front of this box. So you have a walnut front, which looks very, very nice, built on a cheap box because you didn't really need to look at that.
So it was a first attempt at veneering,
Well,
in a way.
yeah, sure, using different kinds of wood.
Well, they didn't have to build the whole
Expensive and cheap woods to
Yeah.
put together.
Yeah.
This thing now, it's pretty obvious that it has been painted a number of times, and it probably started out with a natural finish like this inside of the thing here. When they put this against the wall, they pushed it right tight up against the ceiling.
So they
And
took off.
probably they added this cornice board to take care of the unevenness of the ceiling so they could fit right up there. I don't think this board is part of the original fiber.
Well, but on this picture, there is a board like that.
Yeah, but, well, okay, it might have been. Part of it was taken off because this side right here came up tight against the wall. And they couldn't have that extension out here, so they just cut it right off and took it off of here. It has old cut nails in it rather than machine-made nails. These panels, these tin panels, were set into grooves that are around here, and in order to put those in, they would have had to put the panels in at the same time they glued the door together. Sometime during its history, this center panel was removed, broken out probably. Somebody hit it hard
Yeah,
and pushed it out this way.
because there's nails around it now.
Yeah, well, how could they put it back together? The only way they could get it back in the grooves would be to completely disassemble the piece. And whoever had, or whoever owned it at that time, didn't have enough skills to do that, so they just nailed it on the
Now,
inside.
you didn't try to reach to that panel yourself now, Dad, to get at the pie, did you?
No.
You're not telling on yourself here.
Pie? Why would I want
Get it a pie. Apple? Now, do you still have the key that goes in the lock to the doors?
There were keys in the
We
door.
used to have it, yeah.
But
I don't know if we
I
have
don't
it
think
anymore.
we have. No, we don't have it.
I imagine you could go to any antique store and probably find a key.
Get an old
I did,
skeleton key or
skeleton.
something. Sure.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Oh, well, that's fascinating. Sorry. And we're back to see the inside of the pie cupboard.
Are ready?
Mhm.
Thought it would be fun to open up the cupboard and show you some things that are they're a little old. This was a wedding gift from that we have in our pie cupboard. So it would be 54 years old, and it was from my girlfriend, Margie, and we called each other Twissy Ellen and Twissy Marge. And she was a girlfriend that I met like in 3rd grade, and we were friends all through these many, many years until she died about 3 years ago. But we kept in touch and everything, and so that's pretty special. That's one of the things. Then there's some Red Wing. There's a picture from Red Wing.
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah.
Like Red Wing, Minnesota. Ooh, that's a cool one.
Pottery.
Wow.
And here's, and then there's a teapot and the casserole from Red Wing, which is goes along with our Red Wing dishes, Bob White dishes.
Oh, the Bob White
Doesn't do
ones.
any good if you don't take it out.
No, I can,
It's right back there.
yeah, I can zero in on it here.
Here, how's that, Charles? That a little, whoops, grab that tin plate there, there we go. that a little better?
That's great. Mm-hmm.
And here's a jelly. Jelly
Dish.
dish, yeah, from Mom Niemann from years and years and years ago.
And it
So
was
that'd
it
be
one
like
that
100
she?
years old.
Oh my.
Yeah, it was just glassware. And it might have been. It's old enough that it could have been Grandpa Niemann's mother's. With the pie cupboard.
Stack it down.
And then, here was something that was on. This was very popular back in the 20s, and I often saw that on Mom Niemann's buffet in the
What 20s? 1920s?
1920s. 1920s, Eldon.
Wow.
This is very cool. It's
It is,
iridescent, a gold and blue swans.
Swans, yeah. And then,
Made in Japan. We'll have to check this one out. It's got a star mold on the bottom.
and then you can see that there's a whole set of dishes. And one of the things, this is from my Aunt Annie, and this would have been, they're over 100 years old.
And now, who is your Aunt Annie? Is she
She
your
was my
father's or mother's?
Father's sister.
Okay.
And she was one of the aunts that really, she really loved us. They didn't have any children, so one time I had taken a trip to Colorado with them when they went to Colorado, and we would always do things with my parents, with my sisters and brother. Anyway, Aunt Annie, when she died, then I got these dishes that they received at their wedding time, and that would have been back in the late 1880s, 90s.
Wow.
Anyway, what I always thought was fun was the bone dishes that go with the set of dishes.
So they actually put those at the dinner
At
set
dinner.
when you're having fish, and that's what you put your bones in,
Or
or chicken
chicken.
bones, or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, you didn't pile them on your plate, you put them into the
Ah.
bone dish.
Boy, that was pretty highbrow.
Oh,
Yeah. So there's like 8 of
And
those.
it's, what is it, barbarian?
I see 6 for sure, Janelle.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I just cannot read this, but I wouldn't doubt it. This, yeah, it's Bavaria. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, very fine china.
Mm.
Okay, so I think that, there's other pieces in there, but we'll close this up now and go on to the drawer, which we were talking about. We had all kind of things from the Dad Niemann story. So, in the drawer, he didn't store those. But we always thought this was fun because back in the, early 1900s into the 1920s, they stores did their advertising by giving you a gift. If you went into the store and you bought some things, and they, if you went into a feed store in Cook, Nebraska, you might get a pair of work gloves, the men might. And this is Virgil Hazen, Cook, Nebraska, and it's got his phone number on it.
Now, did you know Virgil, Dad?
Virgil.
No, he's older than I am.
But did you know of
I know
him?
the
Or,
Hazens. Oh, sure.
but that's what I'm asking. You knew the family
Yeah.
that ran the store.
And here we have some doorknobs, some old porcelain doorknobs, all kind Dad had. And I don't know, what is this? This is, well, you tell about that.
Do you recognize the stuff that's in this?
Probably not. Well, here's a broken camera. This is all good stuff that you might be able to repair someday.
Of course. Duct tape now.
See that hammer now.
The hammer's good.
Where would you find another one like that?
Well, really.
So maybe you'll be able to find a handle someday. It'll fit in there.
Duct tape.
Duct tape. Well, they didn't have duct tape.
I know they did not.
Which would just be
but-
temporary unless it works.
And they didn't throw things away.
You know, you used to have tin kettles and pans,
Yeah.
and once in a while you'd have a hole in them, and you wouldn't hold water anymore.
Yeah.
So you'd buy what amount amounts to a double washer. You put a washer on the outside and one on the inside, and put a screw through them and tighten them down so that the pan would still work.
Wow.
And those were the washers?
Yes.
Well,
And today, we would just toss it out.
Another hammerhead. Treasure trove. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Here you go.
Oh,
The
the
key.
key.
Or the
A
key.
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 For something. A hinge. Another key. Does that look like a skate key?
oh, it does.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
It's like for roller skates.
Yeah, roller skates.
Of course, the kids now won't understand it because of the inlines.
And a hasp for
Oh, good.
closing
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
All good stuff.
of course.
Oh, good stuff.
And now here's a treasure bag. I get the giggles when I
Well,
look
this
at
looks like
these.
all the
Rollers.
rollers, coasters.
Yeah,
Rollers, yeah.
yeah.
A whole bunch of them. Oh.
All sizes.
You could have a moving pie cupboard here. Attaches
I
to
may
it.
be able to find a handle for that.
All right, Dad, you work on that.
And then
Uh,
not only the rollers, but
Oh, look at this. Is this one of these old bell
yeah.
things?
Yeah.
Did you put on a bicycle, a tricycle
Oh,
thing?
that's a house bell.
Oh.
Yeah. If you rang the bell, you had a key that you twisted,
Yeah.
and it would ring.
Oh, I
ring,
like those.
Ring.
that
Oh,
that
neat.
came off of my father's, my parents' home. That was the
Oh,
outside
that
door
was from,
bell.
oh.
Neat.
Is that what we used to ring the front door then?
Well,
in that house?
no, you had a little twist bell in the door itself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But this was an electric bell that was inside.
Oh,
You
okay.
push the button and
Yeah.
it'll ring, ring, ring.
Okay.
Bell.
I can't make it ring.
And look at that fancy doorknob.
Oh, where'd that come from? Was that from, oh, here's another one too.
Yeah.
Was that from your dad's house?
Yeah.
Is it-
Probably.
The door handles?
That's electrical switch.
Look at that.
Sugar.
Oh, hey, here's the lock for the front door. See that piece on?
Sure.
Isn't that the lock part of it?
Yeah.
There it is.
It's a bolt. Door bolt.
Yeah.
Deadlock.
And the funny thing is, that maybe it was taken off because Dad and Mom Niemann would take long trips. They went to Hawaii once and they just walked out, left the door unlocked. All the doors were left
Oh.
unlocked. That's what people did though.
Yeah.
They never locked their doors. Okay.
Oh,
Oh, there's lots of good stuff in there.
Is there?
Yeah.
Anyway. We'll put that back in there and then I think there's one more thing. Now, Dad and Mom Niemann they love to go to Texas and California. They love to travel.
Mm-hmm.
And that was back in the early 1900s. So in the bottom, they'd go to Texas to get
Ooh, yeah.
grapefruit. So here in the bottom was this bag that they brought grapefruit back in. And there it's in the drawer.
Yeah.
Can you imagine saving a net bag? Why would you save a net bag?
And here's a key fob, or you carried your
Oh,
watch.
Bob, yeah.
For some reason, that was in here.
A collect all drawer.
Yeah. And this looks like baby things that one of the children,
Oh, sure, some wooden beads.
wooden beads. And that was all in this drawer. Now the other drawer, I'm not quite sure. I think that was sort of
Well, I think that was
That was sort of-
washcloths and
empty
dish
drawer.
towels, maybe something
Yeah.
like that.
So,
Great. And how about, is there anything in the bottom drawers?
games.
Games.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And you're on.
So close.
No?
Okay, Eldon, we're just looking at what appears to be your mother's sewing machine. Can you give us an approximate age and anything you remember about her sewing on it?
Well, now, this sewing machine has been around in my house, or our house, ever since I was born. So obviously it was there before I was born. And I am now 81 years old, so that's been a long time.
Is it a Singer?
Is it a Singer, Ellen, do you know?
Yeah, I think it is.
A Singer sewing machine. Foot pedal driven through belts, and the drawers are full of little bobbins full of different colored threads, and some of them do they have any buttons in these drawers anymore?
No buttons, but
Bob
tape.
used to have a little raffia basket, cane basket, about maybe about that big around, about that high, loaded with buttons that always sat on the sewing machine. But that's all I can tell you.
All right, that's perfect.
I think it probably still works if you wanted to make it work, although you might have to put new belts on it because I think they probably might have stretched a little bit. How about that? That's all we know. All we know.
Perfect.
Do you know where I got the clock, Ellen?
Well, it was in a folks' house, and we know that your parents.
In my folks' house?
Yeah. It was in your bedroom.
Well, that's after I got it, yeah. But I don't know where it came from.
It was one of the family grandparents' clock.
But it is a weight-driven clock. The weights are gone. No, they're just wound up here. The weights are wound up here. It has a strike on the hour, just on the hour. No quarter out. Didn't have any quarter out strike. And doesn't have a song. It just.
Oh,
But
I
it also
recognize.
has an alarm clock. You can set the alarm here by twisting this little dial here, and it doesn't tell
fun.
you at what time the alarm is going to happen. It tells you how
Many
long
hours.
before the alarm, how many hours before the alarm goes off. So if you wanted to wake up at 8 o'clock, and you set the alarm for 8, you'd better go to bed at 12 because 8 hours after you set that thing there, it would go off. And that's what this thing is for. And I used to wind it up and make it go, but it doesn't, it's not a 10-day clock or anything like that. In fact, this is only a 24-hour clock. I saw one of these almost identical to this one.
Okay.
Go.
Go. This is a model that was built by my grandfather, Dietz, my father's father. And he had an invention that was in Scientific America that he wanted to get patented. It was a coupler, which is here on the front. And,
For railroad cars.
yeah, for railroad cars. And Eldon, you know more about couplers than I do.
Well, early in the days of railroading, it was a very dangerous operation to couple one car to another. And a lot of the railroad employees lost hands because of that. The cars would bang together, and if you had your hand in the wrong spot, it would just crush it. So what your grandfather did was work out a system where he could couple and uncouple cars without getting your hands in the way. And that's what you have there. In order to get a patent, and in those times, it helped to make a model of what you were trying to patent, and that's why he made that little model. I don't know whether he made the model or somebody made the model for him. It probably had a roof on it, so it really looked like a railroad car.
Got little nail holes in the top there. You know?
Yeah. And the little model works. It's an excellent thing. It's just great. He got a patent, although it never turned out to be anything that
railroad didn't use it.
No, they went another way instead.
Okay.
This is a picture that was from Eldon's home. And again, we know that many of the things that were in Eldon's home were used by his grandparents. Grandparent on the father's side, grandparent Niemann's.
And how do you know that?
Just from family stories, family history.
Ah.
And Eldon always remembers this as being the picture that held Ovaltine. And when it came time for things to be given away after Mom and Dad Niemann died, why this was one of the things that Eldon wanted because he had happy memories about this little Dutch Ovaltine picture.
So it wasn't just from his parents, but from his grandparents.
Grandparents, yeah. This is all, a lot of the things that we have, again, are from grandparents' home.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. In fact, well, okay. Then this little crock picture is, always look at that, and again, from Dad Niemann's home, used by his grandparents. And and Mom used it, and she always kept baking soda in this. And so,
Oh my, baking soda.
Mhm.
And then she'd use it for biscuits and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
And it stayed dry?
Yeah, just open to the air.
No, it had a cork in it.
Oh, it did.
Oh, okay, yeah, so it didn't get
Yeah,
odors.
okay. That's a story about those. Would put things out in your yard for the trash men to pick up. And one day I went out there and here was this trunk. And it's a tin trunk. It wasn't
When you're growing up, this is,
yeah.
well,
Yeah.
How old were you? About
About 8 years old.
8 years old?
I lived in Lincoln, Nebraska, at 226 South 29th Street. And again, I went out and saw this tin trunk with the wood, like a walnut. It has walnut wooden strips here. And so I went back and asked my mother and my dad, couldn't I have that trunk? And so they checked with the neighbors, and they thought that was fine, and I could get the trunk.
what color was it when you got it?
I don't remember, but I know it was tin. It's tin.
Yeah.
And several years ago, when Chris was still living at home, she painted it for me.
Oh, okay.
Painted it the blue with the white. And now inside the trunk, it has it's real pretty paper liner, and it has a lid and divided lid on top. And there you'll find some things from our wedding, and a doll still in the package.
Oh, who's that from?
I don't remember who that was from. Probably from my mother, because my mother was usually the one
Wow.
that gave me dolls.
And so it was
At
from your
Christmas.
childhood?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Yeah. And there's some old material, real pieces of old material from my Aunt Clara from Crete, Nebraska, back from the 20s, even before that.
Ah.
And,
Have you ever sewn with any of them, or did you keep them for?
No, just got them when Aunt Clara's house was
Mm.
given away, and my mother gave me the materials.
Mm.
It was up in my closet for many, I used it up in my closet in my bedroom
Mm.
at 226. And then when we moved from Lincoln to St. Paul, then eventually we brought it back with us one time. So it's, like 70 years old, at least 70 years old. Older than that, I know it is.
so you've had it for 70.
Yeah, I've had it for 70
Ah.
70 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. Go ahead, Kit. Let us hear about the instrument here. So you said it's a violin or a viola?
I think that's a viola.
So, and did you play it
Oh, yeah.
as a young adult?
Well, maybe. I don't know now whether it's.
Well, regardless of what it is,
violin,
tell
yeah.
us your music background
Yeah.
of it.
Well, I
Hold it up so
always,
Janelle can see it there. There you go.
yeah,
Yep, I can see it well.
this is my violin. And I wanted to be the greatest symphony violin player in the whole world. That was that, and I was going to, always wanted to write stories, be a journalist. So anyway, my music education was through the public schools. They offered violin lessons through the public schools after school. And that was in junior high school, 7th grade, when I started that. And so I played a violin all through 7th, 8th, and 9th grade through junior high school. And then when I went to high school, 10th, 11th, 12th grade, during that time, I switched to a viola. And the thing that I remember most about the music was now it came to the time of the Second World War, and I was in an orchestra with this Tussie, that friend that I talked about, my good friend Marjorie that I met in 3rd grade.
Mm-hmm.
She was a real musician. Anyway, she got me into this all-girls orchestra that was like, there was an all-girls, national all-girls orchestra, Phil something or other. Anyway, we went all over Nebraska, traveled all over Nebraska.
How many girls were in the?
Oh, I think there were probably about 20. All-girls orchestra, and we would go on weekends to different air bases and play for the soldiers there in Nebraska. And then after I left school, then I didn't play my violin after that. However, it was in our family, and then you played the
Yeah,
violin.
I played violin, and Chris played the viola, and Mark played the bass.
Did you ever have a trio?
I don't remember that. I don't think so.
Was it Christine that took piano lessons finally too? But anyway, here we are. My side of the family is very musical. My grandpa Dietz played a trombone, and he played in the Chautauqua circuit, and he played.
That was your dad.
My dad.
Yeah.
My dad, Ernest Dietz, and he and my uncle August, who had the music store in Lincoln, Nebraska, started the Lincoln Symphony Orchestra, and then Dad was on the radio with an orchestra, also barbershop quartet, and then the last thing that I know of with my dad in an orchestra, they played at our wedding reception. He and his strings and piano. They played.
Do you have any of the music that they played?
We have a recording.
Yeah.
Wedding recording of our wedding
And of the
so-
music.
So that's the story of my musical. Although I know that because of this, I love symphony music, and I love pop music. So I know
Thank you.
because of that background.
Anytime.
Okay, I have two. I have a spoon collection, and I have 2 racks of spoons, because these are spoons that I brought back from different places that we had traveled to, I had gone to, and I suppose that one of the things that I really like is my little space man spoon, because that involves Grandpa Eldon Niemann, and I think I got that down at the Space Center down in Florida. And let's see, here's one I got in Holland with a Delft top on it. And when I was in Israel, let's see, where are my Israel ones? Here's one from Israel, and this one's from Israel. And I don't know, they're just from all over. Here's one that Kyle gave me at Christmas time one time in Pennsylvania, because we made many trips there. And then all over on the, I don't know if you want to turn it
Uh-huh.
around, but
Yep.
over on the other side are all different states that we've been in and different, I've got some German ones over there.
Yeah, do you want to point some of those out specifically?
Okay, I guess my two German ones are over here. I got one over here from Oberammergau when I went to see
the
the
play.
Passion play. Oh, the ones with the ribbons on right here are the ones from our 50th wedding anniversary
Aww.
that all of our children gave to us at Kitten and Donnie's house. And
Do they say anything? I don't remember.
well, they're sweetheart. They've got sweetheart or hearts on the bottom of it. There. And they were used in the sugar bowl and at the table. Let's see. These three down here are again from Grandpa, from Eldon Niemann's grandparents.
Oh, wow.
But
And so are they part of their cutlery service, or
Yeah,
are they
it's part-
from a particular...
It was, we found them in one of the silverware drawers.
Yeah. And are they silver?
I think they're plated.
Uh-huh.
Here's one from Gloucester when we'd gone to a wedding, one of the family weddings, and that's where I fell and broke my leg.
Oh!
But before that, I was lucky to find a Gloucester. What's this one?
Gloucester spoon.
Gloucester spoon. U.S. Oh, this is from Washington, state of Washington, D.C. And here again is another one from Holland. In Israel, when I'd been there a second time. And I know there's one from Colorado and one from Washington and one from Oregon. And certainly several from Minnesota. Isn't that good enough? When Kitten was born, 1953. Yeah. One of Grandpa's college roommates' wife was an artist, and we received this gift, and it had Kitten's name on it. It was a family tree plate. So then when Christine was born, a couple of years later, we were able to get her name on there. But then when Mark came along, we sent the plate back to Lois, this artist, but there wasn't any way she could get his name on it. So we ended up going to Holland, Iowa, and there I found a tile person who did these kind of nursery prints of tiles. So then we were able to get Mark's birth on the tile, and so we could have a collection of the family,
Aww.
3 children.
Yeah. Good, and how about the plates up on top, Ellen?
Well, let's see. To the left is a mother's plate that I had. I think I bought them.
Did you?
And I bought one
Wasn't
for each.
Wasn't a
one of
Mother's Day present?
Well, maybe it was, and then I bought down at that little house on the corner that had gifts. Oh, I can't think of her name now. But anyway, she had a lot of blue things down there, and I bought one for each one of the kids that had different sayings on it. But okay, the 2 little plates are from our dear friend Dorothy Griebenau, who we first met when we went to Minnesota, and she took care of Kitten when Christine was born, and she was a dear lady. Then that other plate, that plate, and this blue flow plate again are from Eldon's family's home. And
So
then,
the one with the blue ring around it and the floral one?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Then that all blue, dark blue, that's a plate that was made when I went to Israel, and we went to Hebron, and which is near Jerusalem. We went to the pottery factory where I saw them doing this painting. So I bought one of those plates. And then, some of the blue is from gifts, and the far silver one is from Donnie and Donnie's parents, Phyllis and Don, for our 25th wedding anniversary. So, and if you want to turn around, I'll tell you about the bottles up there because.
Okay, I'm going to just stop this so I. Okay.
Okay, I want to talk about that blue fish bottle on the left hand shelf. On
Okay.
on the right hand side.
Mhm.
Every anniversary when our kids were home, when they were growing up, and when Eldon and I had a wedding anniversary, then eventually the three kids decided to have a anniversary party dinner at home. So Kitten was usually the cook, and Mark was the waiter, wasn't it? And they always had a nice decoration in the center of the table, and then they always had a gift too. And the fish bottle, they had a fish dinner one time, anniversary dinner, and so it was all fish motif, and the fish bottle was one of the things that they gave us. And then the little creamer and sugar down here, again, when I was a young girl, I would go down to Crete, Nebraska to visit my Aunt Clara, which was my father's sister. And she would always go and visit a blind lady. And so I'd go along with her, and got to be real friends with Miss Scott. She lived in Crete for a long time, and she was from England, and she had this teapot, which had just a little spoke handle on it and a little insert in it, and it had the creamer and the sugar along with it. And so when she died, I was given the creamer, sugar, and the teapot. And unfortunately, one time I was dusting back in Minnesota, and it was on the server, and I picked it up, and it just slipped out in my hand, and it broke the teapot. But that must be like, oh my goodness. She was born in the early 1800s. So it's very, very,
Very old.
very old. Yeah.
Too, but yeah, the Intel thing's pretty cool. Yeah.
Were you guys at the Intel thing yesterday?
No.
Okay.
It's just tomorrow.
Okay. You haven't seen it
No.
yet?
Are you leaving this morning?
I am going out for breakfast with Uncle Rye.
Is this who you want to be in 20 years?